Hello, Tristan Webb here, Business Development Representative for Vacasa. I'd like to share a few things about zoning. In our industry, the nightly short-term rental industry, there are very few cities that have ordinances at all, and even fewer that have good ordinances. If you're working in a tourist town, you're likely to have some indication of what is legal and what is not legal. If you're working in an urban market or a subdivision next to a tourist market, they probably don't have an ordinance at all. And in my particular market in Salt Lake City, the county, when I called them, they said they had a official position of non-enforcement. And this is probably what you're going to find across the board, is that cities are not willing to create an ordinance that allows for short-term rentals, but they're also not going to enforce it unless there's a problem. And then they will quickly put a cease and desist order on the front door, and the fines are becoming increasingly larger for those properties. So what does this mean to us as we're seeking out targets for acquisitions? Well, number one, know your market, know your zones. The problem with this is that when you call the zoning planning department of a city or a county, they do everything backwards. They will tell you, well, give me the address and I'll tell you if it's legal to rent on a nightly basis or not. So you'll give that one address and they'll say yes or no. When you press them further to ask, well, where can you do nightly rentals? Very, very few locations or cities will have an actual map showing you where rentals are legal and where they are not. So what do we do? How do we go about this? In my market, I have learned which neighborhoods are marked residential R1. That's the most common delineator. If it's a residential neighborhood in an R1 zone, meaning single family, you need to be very careful. If it is in a R2, 3, 4, 5 multifamily commercial district, there's a lot more leeway. My recommendation is that you do contact the city planning and zoning department, that you go down to the office and that you explain that we're a property management company that is often called upon to provide services for homeowners who are in areas where we're not sure if that's a legal opportunity. And understand that you're trying to help them lighten their workload, that you're trying to preempt any problems. If you go in and show that interest, they will more likely take the time to show you a map and talk about what is and what is not possible. Now, for those areas where that doesn't happen, where there's really no contact, there are historical precedent. If a person has been operating a vacation rental for 10 years, lives on a private drive and has no incidents, then we're probably safe working with that home. But if someone who has never rented before, who lives in an R1 residential neighborhood, and decides, hey, this sounds like a good option, that's probably not going to work out. So save yourself the time and effort of bringing on that home and do your due diligence first. Please feel free to contact me with any specific questions. I'd be happy to help you out. Talk to you later. Bye.